Welcome to episode 116 of the Thunder Underground podcast. My name is Trent. I'm joined by Jason, and we're also about to be joined by Gene fucking Simmons.
That's right. We got him.
Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
I can. I had faith in us.
Not automatically just make me look like a dick. Huh?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Anyways,
I think this is the part where we're supposed to say you wanted the best, you got the best. I don't know. That's probably trademark.
The hottest podcast. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't say that because
I said it for him, not for us.
That's right. True.
Yeah.
But you alluded to this earlier in one of your posts or something. I thought we could get up to this, one day, but this quick.
Just a little quicker, yeah.
Yeah. I'm super stoked about this.
So yeah, usually I wait till after it's done to thank people, but just right out the gate, we should thank Sunshine Seawright from Axis Entertainment because she kind of facilitated this for us. So a huge thanks to her.
Yes, this is all to her, and we couldn't have done it without her. And
she even makes an appearance, a couple points in this thing because Gene pulls her into the conversation.
She sure does.
You know any jokes besides me?
Do I know any?
I asked first.
Not off the top of my head.
We appreciate it immensely.
Right. And this is something I'm going to say up front. We have a website, thethunderunderground.com, and we sell t-shirts and koozies and magnets. I think Gene would appreciate me letting you know that we have products for sale. You should probably buy them.
Yes.
KISS also has tons of products for sale.
Yes.
At kissonline.com.
And go buy those.
Yeah. Get yourself a KISS casket for later on in life, whenever your life ends. Get yourself Hello Kitty KISS stuff. Get yourself, of course, just t-shirts, koozies, shot glasses. The list goes on. KISS, they have their name on everything, and that's a great thing. I'm one of those people who have no problem with it. I think Gene and Paul are geniuses, and that's why I'm happy as hell that he's here with us.
Exactly. And, after you go buy some KISS Hello Kitty stuff and a KISS coffin, go to our website and get a koozie or a t-shirt.
Yeah. We don't have permission yet to stamp Hello Kitty on our stuff, but one day we'll make it there, I do believe.
I hope so.
Right?
Hello Kitty? Really? We want to do that?
If people in Japan want to buy our stuff, maybe. I don't know.
True. I'd like to do like a cross-promotion Thunder Underground He-Man thing,
That'd be cool. I'd be down with that. Yeah.
Or like a Thunder Underground Miami Marlins.
What about...
Okay, wait. We're getting... Anyways.
Shout out to Ump.
Yes.
From Motor Train.
He'll appreciate
He'd appreciate that. Well... How about Thunder Underground crossover with the Thundercats? We've already got Thunder in the name.
Why not? Let's do it.
We can have a chick dressed up like Chitara. It'd be badass. I lost you there, right?
I'm down. I'm down.
Okay. Well, random topic here real quick. A couple days ago, this news came out that Rob Trujillo's son is going to be playing with Korn.
Yes.
And I know, of course, Metallica is your favorite band. Not that this is really related, but it kind of is. So I just thought, when I first saw it, I'm just like, that's cool as hell, but it's also really weird that, like, I don't know if, like, Rob or his mom's going with him. It just seems weird.
Have to, I'm pretty
that
sure.
a 12-year-old's, touring South America with a bunch of 40-some-year-old dudes.
Yeah.
But, not that Korn's weird or anything. I'm sure they're going to be respectful, but I'm just saying it just seems odd. So I'm sure, probably his mom's on the trip with him too or something.
I mean, at first I was like, is this a joke? But hey, whatever.
No, I saw it.
The kid can play. He can play anything.
I thought it was a Hard Times article when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Like, that fake metal site?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, his dad, I'm sure, taught him how to play, and his dad comes from that school of the Jocko.
Yeah, and the kid already has a band.
Jazz influence and all that stuff, So yeah, he's learning from a great bassist.
Yep.
So just like, I wonder how this all comes about. Like, how does Korn think, let's get this? Is it like a publicity thing?
I know. It'll the first show it'll break the internet. It'll be all over YouTube.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
I just thought it was kind of interesting, but
it is. I'll be interested to see how it goes.
Because obviously this kid probably doesn't play in the same style that Fieldy plays in, because he's got a unique sound.
Yes. But
it
like
really
I
stands
said,
out.
He's a Trujillo. He'll be able to do anything.
Well, there you go.
And
that's probably
that's all you need to know.
Yeah. Probably
that's what I think of it.
Well, let's play some music.
Yeah, let's do it.
Get into this right here. We're gonna play a band out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, called Grind. we've had them on here before. It was actually episode 20 or 41. Sorry,
Yes.
had a full episode with CJ and Dell from Grind. But this is their song called Mr. Harvey.
If I were the devil.
Mr. Harvey from Grind out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can find that song on Reverb Nation. They're on, I believe, SoundCloud as well. You know, of course, hit them up on Facebook, like them, follow them. They've got, I talked to CJ at the, I believe it was the Gemini Syndrome show.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about here in a minute. And he said that they were recording the past weekend. They're going to go back in. So this song's, 2 or 3 years old now. And they've got more stuff coming pretty soon. So that's kind of exciting. We need to get them back on here because it's been a year probably.
Definitely. I love Grind. Just meat and potatoes. Crashing, ball bashing, fucking rock and roll.
Yeah.
I mean, really. It just make you grin from ear to ear.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got grooves all the time. You know, it's just one of those kind of bands with the groove, the swagger, the stomp. All the songs, you know, they like that song Mirrors has that swamp to it. You know, just everything. Like you said, it's just a bombastic rock and roll.
That is right.
And they're great live. We've seen them a few times and can't wait to see them again.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out Grind. It's actually, there's probably several things on Facebook called that, but we are the Grind, I believe, is the tag. So if you can't find it that way. Well, speaking of, I mentioned Gemini Syndrome.
Yeah.
They came to Tulsa about it was a week ago now. And they had 3 bands opening for them that we were really excited about.
Yes.
All from Oklahoma. Stigler, Oklahoma, Reliance Code.
Yeah.
Then we had Tulsa, Oklahoma, represented by Fist of Rage and Alterblood.
Yes.
So Alterblood kicked this thing off. This is the first. No, you had seen them once before.
Yes,
at
I
a lot
have.
of fest.
A lot of fest. This is your first time to see him.
So it was really cool. You know, they're heavy as hell. You know, growling vocals. He screams as well. But you know, just everything. You know, they didn't have a bass player, but it still didn't sound like anything was missing.
Yeah.
There was still an extreme heaviness to it, so they pulled that off very well.
Yeah.
Great guitar work and drums. So I just
Yeah, I mean, you know,
cool to finally see them.
just riffage for days, caustic vocals. I'm really excited to see where these guys are going to go. You know, they're fairly new to the scene, I believe, and they've already gotten some killer gigs.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're going to have them on here pretty soon, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, Alterblood, get into it. They were great, and they were a great kickoff for the show.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, we've talked to him about being on here. It's supposed to happen soon, so we'll, of course, let you know when that one comes up.
Definitely.
Everything's ready to go, but looking forward to talking to those guys. And of course, after that, our buddies in Reliance Code.
Yes.
Out of Stigler. And this is a band we've talked about on multiple occasions. And we had 2 of the guys from the band on. We had Todd and Josh on episode 104 not that long ago. You know, just talking about everything that's went into this. And they're, for the most part, they're relatively new too. It's under 2 years they've been together, I think.
Yeah.
And they've, in that short amount of time, they've developed a following. You know, they've got a strong base in Fort Smith, Arkansas, as well as they're starting to grow here in Oklahoma City as well, I think. And, you know, they've got extremely well-recorded music. They're extremely great live. Just everything about this band is one of those bands I feel like is on the cusp of blowing the roof off of, you know, everybody's going to know about them, that kind of thing.
You're right. I mean, Reliance Code, I mean, it's just hard rock perfection. I mean, they sound great live. Their recordings are great, and there's not a big difference between their live and the recording, which is fucking awesome. You know, they bring energy, and people get into it. They go nuts. I love this band. I got their fucking sticker on my car, so that should tell you something.
Yeah, that's the only band sticker you have on your new car, right?
Pretty much.
only
I
had that
just
for a
put a
few
Life
months?
of Agony one on there today.
Okay, there you
And
go.
that's it. I'm going simple.
Nice.
I'm 40. I don't need to be doing all that shit anymore, but I got to represent just a little bit.
But Life of Agony is one of your all-time favorite bands, and so you've put Reliance Code into that.
That's right.
That era, that category that they belong on your car.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great band. Like I said, check them out. They're on Facebook as well, and you can buy their music, and they should have a full album's worth of music coming later this year sometime, so be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
Another band we've had on this podcast, episode 75. We had
Yes.
all 4 members of Fist of Rage, and that still to this day, after 116 episodes, is one of the ones I believe we laughed the most, and
One
I
of the
kept losing my
best.
train of thought because I was laughing my ass off so much because of Andy and V and everybody. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, not only are they fun to hang out and talk with, they're just one of the best live shows around here.
That's right. Yeah, go back and check out that episode. Love those guys, and you know they killed it at this show as they usually do. And you know, Andy had the super sperm. I mean, gotta love that.
Yeah,
So he
repeat
was-
that so everybody knows they heard you right.
Andy was dressed up in a super sperm costume,
Yes.
and he swam through the whole set and made it to the egg at the end of the show.
There you go. Yeah. That's a great analogy. But yeah, they're just a fun live band. All 4 of them put in great energy. They great interact with the crowd.
That's right.
You know, they've got one of the bigger followings, at least in this state, I think, for any, any original act. And it's great to see. And they play around here a decent amount, but they also get out and play Oklahoma City, Bartlesville, all these other towns around here. So
Yeah, they do.
be on the lookout for them.
That's right.
I saw a few songs from Gemini Syndrome, but I was like, beat the hell, so I left partway through their set. But I've known them, I've heard them on Sirius, but that's one of those bands that I never really looked into.
Yes.
But they're really strong live band sound, everything, you know. We mentioned Korn earlier, got kind of that kind of feeling with of course, different vocals because he doesn't sound like him at all. But,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they just put on a great show and great performance and solid as hell.
Yeah, I thought that drummer was crazy.
Yeah.
He had like this big, like really wide spread apart drum set, and he was just
that's
like
right.
a spider.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? That's nuts.
And that guy's, I was telling you this, I saw on their Facebook a week or two ago, that guy interacts a lot, the drummer, with fans. And, you know, there were people griping and he was replying to him saying, send him a message and he was going to, you know, meet him at the next show. And just like, he was really interacting and going above and beyond what most guys do from these kind of bands. So,
Yeah. Well, that's good. And, you know, that interaction with your fans is great. And also, you know, we're all human. You're going to have bad days and good days.
yeah,
Big deal.
yeah,
That's what I think.
yeah. So that was a great show. And speaking of this show, I wanted to mention Porch Talk.
Yes.
Because they've been plugging us a lot, you know, over the last couple months, you know, on their show.
That's right.
This is a show they're based out of here, out of Tulsa as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a video show,
Yeah.
like ours, which is just audio.
You don't want a video show of us, believe me.
Right.
Believe me.
We're so beautiful, we'll bust the screen.
There's lots of beards and body hair and fat cells and you know, head pimples, and it's just, we're gonna keep it audio for your sake.
Yeah, but see, the difference is Chris is a beautiful man.
That's right.
So he's on screen. Yeah. But they do this show, it's Chris and Laura, and Laura stays off screen for some reason.
Yeah.
She could very well fill up the screen nicely as well.
There you
Just
go.
like Chris, so I don't know why. But that's just kind of a cool idea. He sits there on the porch, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, you know, she throws topics at him basically, and they just interact and talk about it. And I know now they're doing interviews as well. They had Scorned on recently. You know, of course, talked to them about being on here. Cody Slane was actually on here
Yes.
last summer sometime.
That's right.
Right, you know, right after he had joined Scorned. And we'd been talking to him and Josh about having a whole band on.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and you know, we were scheduled to go see Scorned and do something, but that's when this little secret squirrel mission popped up, the old Gene Simmons.
yeah.
So we had to rearrange some stuff. So we'll get it done. We
Right.
will. We will.
But yeah, I ran into Chris at least. I didn't run into Laura. I don't know if you did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. But yeah, we talked to them for a minute out there. So, very cool, and thanks to them for always plugging us as well, you know.
Yes, definitely.
So
we
go
should
check
have them
out.
on.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
It is.
Porch Talk, look it up on Facebook, follow them. They just throw the videos up almost, I know it's every single day, but at least every couple of days there's a new video.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what do we got to talk about? We want to talk about KISS?
Yes, let's do this. I think that's what we're up to. This show and that we went to, and the whole thing and all that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the show. What, you know, because I'm sure once we start talking about Gene Simmons, that'll splinter off into a couple things. But
yeah.
anyway, there was a show that went on in Braman, Oklahoma, which even people from Oklahoma haven't heard of this town.
I never
you know.
had.
You know, and I've lived here my whole life.
Yes.
It's about 2 hours north of us here in Tulsa. It's about 30, 45 minutes south of Wichita.
Yeah.
Right at the border of Oklahoma City and Kansas. It's maybe an
Oklahoma
hour.
City.
I mean, Oklahoma and
There
Kansas.
we go.
It's about an hour or so north of Oklahoma City. So basically, it's a good spot for this because they're centrally located between Wichita, Oklahoma City, Tulsa.
There you go.
So anyway, this is right off I-35, this little town. There was a casino already there called the Southwind Casino. But KISS had their groundbreaking earlier this year in January. You know, Gene and Paul went out there. And this is going to be the future site of not only a Rock and Brews restaurant, but a complete Rock and Brews resort, casino, hotel.
Yes.
And I mean, not only that, it's got like a 250-room hotel. It's going to have a full theater for bands, like I'm guessing KISS will probably play there.
That would be awesome.
And it's going to have, I think it said 4 retail stores and other restaurants, as well as the casino, obviously. And I don't know, I never really caught if the casino is going to be completely KISS themed or if it's going to be just like a regular casino hooked in with the Rock and Brews, which is KISS themed.
Yes.
So, you know, whatever. But, so yeah, this is from the sound of it, it sounds like it's going to be a massive thing.
Can be pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyway, the show was at the site of this. Axis Entertainment, like we mentioned earlier, put this thing on. Gene Simmons came out there with his solo band to headline the thing. It also had CJ Pierce of Drowning Pool playing acoustic with his brother Jacob, who was the singer for CJ's side project, As Above, So Below.
Yes.
We also had BC in the Big Rig, Jenny Wood, Taddy Porter, and Nicnos.
Yes.
We got there after Jenny Wood had played, so we didn't get to see that. And then BC in the Big Rig was actually playing while we were talking to Gene.
Yes.
So I think we caught the last song, and those guys sounded really good.
Mm-hmm.
I know you said didn't you say you'd seen Brandon Clark a long time ago or something?
I don't think, probably way back. I don't know. Brain cells have been killed since then, man. I wouldn't want to tell you the wrong thing.
All right. Well, the first band we caught fully was Nicnos.
Yes.
And, we played their music on here last year, actually on the Sunshine episode.
Yeah.
And just a great, man, they're just, how do you describe these guys anyway? Like a bluesy rock kind of.
Yeah, I would just say rock and roll.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got, they've got some heavy riffage, but they've also got some jammy parts, they got a violin player, so they're diverse, but they never really seem to, solidly go in one way.
That's true.
They always kind of keep everything equal and mixed. So that's why I would just say, just a rock band, and I bet they're okay with that.
Oh yeah. We're just a rock and roll band.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, such a great live band. It's
yeah.
like, I've listened to their album. It's great. We played that song Water. They played it. It's great. But just seeing them live, I think amplifies that. They're one of those bands that you really got to see live to truly love and appreciate it.
Really professional, and they make it look so easy.
Yeah. And they're out of Oklahoma City, actually.
Yes.
Another Oklahoma band went on after him, which is Taddy Porter.
Yes.
Which, at least in this part of the country, and I know they had some nationwide success with their first album. I really caught on to it, really loved him. We saw him open for Alter Bridge. I'd seen him here at Tulsa once, back during that time period. Mm-hmm. And then, honestly, I lost track of them once that second album came out, and they kind of shifted their sound. Mm-hmm. Not that that's a bad thing. They can do what they want, but I didn't love it as much as the first album.
Yeah.
I know they've had an album since then, but I shouldn't be going this much in detail that I lost track with him, but I kind of got introduced to him here is what I'm trying to get to.
Well, you're an asshole, Trent. That's the thing.
I'm not an asshole.
Well, hey, you gave me shit earlier.
What I'm telling you
Just
is
equal.
I'm telling you that I reintroduced myself to him, and that's a good thing.
Good.
Yeah. I know they played a couple songs from that first album. They didn't play the radio singles, which I thought was odd, but they played, I guess, some newer stuff from, I think, the third album that they have now.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really dug their set more than I was imagining I thought I would. They had that same kind of like Nicnos, that kind of jamminess, that kind of blues-based hard rock kind of feel to them.
Yeah,
I thought they put on a great live show.
Yeah, they did, and it's been a while since I've seen them, so it was great.
Yeah. Well, next up was CJ Pierce. And I know that originally Drowning Pool was built on this thing.
Yeah.
And it was Drowning Pool Unplugged. But I guess something happened along the way, and it just became CJ Pierce, and he brought along Jacob Pierce, the vocalist for As Above, So Below out of Dallas. And they did an acoustic set, just CJ's guitar and his voice. Mm-hmm. And they did great, man.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they had some cool covers. They did a couple of Drowning Pool songs, which...
Actually, 4 or 5.
4? Okay.
Yeah, 4.
They did. They did more than... And I liked Sinner. I thought it came off surprisingly well in an acoustic setting.
Yeah.
Bodies, it didn't sound bad, but it was just a little different, with acoustics,
Tear Away was one of them. That was really good. But when they played that Ryan McCombs era song, 37 Stitches. But yeah, they played an As Above, So Below song. They played
Plush.
Like you said,
they did a Stone Sour song.
Through the Glass.
Yeah.
They played Foo Fighters.
Everlong.
Everlong, and they played Deftones Change. And
that's right.
I feel like there might have been one other song. But anyway, that was a cool set. It was kind of after all the rocking and before the rocking from Gene, they kind of laid it down, but it was still rocking itself because they're playing some hard rock songs. And,
exactly.
He's one of those guys that, CJ that you don't hear people bring up a lot when they're
Yeah.
talking about guitarists, but when you strip these songs down acoustic, it really showed how it jumps out at you how great this dude is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's awesome. And, they put on a great set. It was really cool. Kind of mixed up the day there.
yeah. And guess what? We've had him on this
Yes,
podcast
we
before.
sure have.
That
Go
was
listen to that.
episode 45.
Okay.
3 episodes after the grind episode.
Okay.
And that was another great one, not only is he, like I said, a great guitarist, he's just a great human being. And that's one of the ones in our history here that's jumped out at me, how cool and opening not just him, but the whole band was, because they all came in while he was doing an interview. And
Yeah, that was, I agree, that was one of my favorite ones. Those guys couldn't have been nicer. Hell, they made us drinks.
yeah,
When does that happen?
not that often.
Them and Joey Allen poured us beers.
That's true.
But these were actual, legit drinks. So this is awesome.
Legit drinks.
I don't know.
Yeah, CJ doesn't want unlegit drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, next up was Gene Simmons.
That's right. The man himself.
Yeah, the bass player and part-time vocalist of KISS.
Yes. First thing off the first thing that hits me about this solo show, and, it was probably, that I just was stoked about, is just all the deep cuts.
Yeah.
The rare songs that KISS doesn't really play a lot anymore. I mean, Plaster Caster, Going Blind, God, man, it was such a good set.
Yeah, if you're a big KISS fan, you've got to see, obviously he hadn't been doing this until now. I know Paul's done a lot of solo shows in the past, and I'm sure he throws in this stuff, but if you're a diehard KISS fan, you're never going to see these songs live unless you go on a cruise and catch one of those sets where they're doing the deep cuts.
Exactly.
But besides the ones you mentioned, he played Nothing to Lose,
That's right.
Charisma, Let Me Go Rock and Roll.
They played Domino. I mean,
Yeah.
God.
I was going to get to that.
Jeez.
That's almost flipped out because we had both looked at his set list from his first show
Yeah.
a couple weeks before in Cleveland. So I kind of thought, well, he might just do the same thing. And
Yeah.
it was, for the most part, the same, but there was about 3 songs flipped out, and Domino was one of them.
I
So
know.
when he started playing that, I was like, it almost blew my mind because I wasn't expecting anything from Revenge.
That's right.
And that's my absolute favorite KISS album. So to hear that, it's cool as hell.
Yeah. And he still sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's just great.
His voice sounds exactly like it did in the 70s.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah. And even on this show, he brought up a girl from Wichita that's right. Did they say how old she was? Like 12? 9?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and she had met him backstage earlier and played, she was playing guitar, right?
Yeah.
And she, played something for him and, sang, and I guess he thought it was so cool and good that he invited her up that night and said he didn't know anything about her until that day. So it wasn't pre-planned. There was no rehearsal. She got up there and played Shout It Out Loud with him.
Yep. And she hung in there too. She sang it and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and she had some attitude to her.
That's right.
That was badass. And speaking of, the guitarist, he had 3 guitarists up there, and he mentions this in the interview, and he mentioned it, during the show, that they had no rehearsal.
Yeah. I know.
These guys have played together, I think, in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
So they sounded freaking great, but there was never a moment where Gene was with them completely rehearsing these songs.
Yes.
So that Cleveland show was the first full run through on this anything, and they sounded freaking great.
Yeah. It's impressive for sure. I mean, I don't know how, guys that live this and they do it for their job, I'm sure it comes to them easy. But I don't see how people do it. It would be so nerve-wracking to just go in cold with no rehearsal or very little rehearsal.
Right.
Just so much respect for that.
Yeah. So I know he's doing Chicago. He did St. Louis like that weekend after this show.
Yeah.
He's doing like Chicago and I think Philly. He's got 3 or 4 other cities, throughout the next few months, and they're all in link with the Wizard World Comic Con.
Yeah.
So he's doing appearances at all those Comic Cons, and then like the night before, he plays a show at, a local theater.
Whatever venue. Yeah.
But hey, we got an outdoor show. It was a
I
great,
know.
great weather, great night. So
Yeah. Won't be one that will be forgotten anytime soon.
no, definitely. Well, what's your favorite Kiss album? I said Revenge, because you're the same, right?
Yeah, but
Or
man,
kind of the first one?
I think it's going to be the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's so raw and just the songs. I mean, that's the songs. Really is. I'd have to say the first one. And you know what? People might think this is stupid, but eat a dick. I don't care. I really like the last two albums, Monster and Sonic Boom. I like them.
Hey,
Kiss
yeah.
my ass. I don't care.
Kiss My Ass, no
Yep.
pun intended.
Yep, there you go.
That's a great album, too.
It is.
The covers album.
It is.
Who all we had on that? We had Anthrax, Gin Blossoms, Garth Brooks.
That was your favorite.
Yeah. Hey, that wasn't a bad version of Hard Luck Woman.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. Not at
Then
all.
there was that one with, what was it called? The one that had like Maynard James Keenan.
Shandy's Addiction.
Yeah, where they played Calling Dr. Love.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that first album, Destroyer, those are the two albums that have tons of the hits.
Yes.
Great albums, and then, I never delved too deep in stuff like the older, or whatever, but, Creatures of the Night, I love it. Shout out to CJ McKellen from Grind, because he does not.
Yeah.
So, there you go. He told me that last week.
Hey,
But-
it's okay.
Yeah.
We've all got our
Hey,
favorites.
That's the thing about Kiss, and even huge Kiss fans, people can argue for days
That's
about,
right.
the difference, the 80s especially, and all the albums without the makeup. But hey, I love it all. I even love Carnival of Souls.
Yeah, definitely.
But did you love Psycho Circus?
I did like Raise Your Glasses. Come on, I love that song. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's a good album. I liked it.
Yeah. Well, should we quit talking and get into this?
Yeah, I mean, let's just get into it all,
All right, kissonline.com. Go there and buy stuff and buy concert tickets and Kiss merchandise.
That's right.
TheThunderUnderground.com. Email us if you got a band, you want us to play your music. We've got future guests coming up like Lips from Anvil,
Yes.
which was a very interesting conversation.
It was.
Can't wait for people to hear this one. Then we've got Scott and Ryan, both members of Local H.
Yes.
That should be coming up soon. Then we've got Travis and Devin from The Devil You Adore,
Yes.
which will soon be called Claim Your Enemy.
Yeah,
They're
that
going
was-
through the transition.
That was a good one. That was a good long talk.
Yeah, over 2 hours where we talked about, name a band, we probably talked about them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've got, all three of those recorded, like we said. We've got a few other bands lined up, so hit subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud. You'll be up to date with all this stuff. If this is your first time listening because you like Kiss, we appreciate it.
Definitely. Please listen more.
All right. I didn't know I'd be saying this anytime soon, but here's Gene Simmons from KISS.
Rock and Brews Casino and Resort. Well, it's a combination of, you need two willing parties, and it all started with the Call Nation. We at Rock and Brews are happy and proud and busy and all this stuff. And our Yes You May video this. She's doing it anyway.
I'm taking pictures.
And do you have a drinky?
It's right behind you.
You're the best. Do you want a drink?
Check it.
How about a background?
Water?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Diet Coke?
Background?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Water?
I just have one.
So Rock and Brews is spreading far and wide, very fast. Hawaii and Maui, which is kind of the same thing. See what I did there? And Cabo, and we have two at LAX, two at Cabo. They're all over the place. Florida, Kansas City, everywhere. But it always begins and ends with our partners. Kyle over here, the good-looking son of a bitch that he is. Well, see his back? You should see his front. Look at that, huh? And he talks just like his dad, which is another. Write that down. Kyle talks just like his dad. And it really begins and ends with there. So we have great pride in training local people that, live there, and our partners are local and they care about the local community. They send their kids to school there. We emphasize local craft beers, which is good for the local economy, so you don't have to just deal with Heineken and all the rest of that. And there's nothing wrong with any of those big brands, but they're national, and we pride ourselves on the craft beers. Some of our rock and brews can have as many as 60 to 100 different craft beers all lined up. Some of the rock and brews you can actually pour at the table. So the different ones are different locations, slightly different based on the locale and the culture, local culture, and so on. And so we were happy and doing great with our rock and brews, and then the Kaw Nation visited us at the San Manuel Indians in California. We have a rock and brews, 5,500 square feet. It's doing so well that they doubled the size and now are building a mini rock and brews casino and resort. Kaw Nation said, we own this land, we want to develop it, we want to be good for the environment and for the local community and for the economy. How would you guys like to team up and do a rock and brews casino and resort? Take this arm, please twist it. So, by the way, this is the first one. I'm going to be a guest and possibly cut the ribbon at the NIGA conference in San Diego, where the Indian tribes of Indian nations of the country gather, and they powwow, they talk business. How are things? What's going on? How could we make the experience better, and so on. There's a lot of interest in opening other casinos and resorts, but it begins and ends with people. You know, an idea is a good idea, but the devil resides in the details. And if you don't take care of the details, you're going to have, oh, look at all the stuff we got. Well, if you do it wrong, you're going to have a shitload of stuff. You don't want that. You want quality. It takes one person to have a bad experience, one person, and get on social media and tell everybody. It spreads like wildfire. Our reputation is just way up on top, A-level. This morning I was taking hours complaining about my room service at the hotel, right?
Yes.
I ordered cream cheese and jam, got everything but the cream cheese. Why? Why is that? You don't have to cook anything. Just go like this. Come on!
Did you ever get the cream cheese?
I did.
Good.
But by that time the coffee was cold.
Exactly. The toaster was gone.
And by that time I was hanging because I got a rope. So I ordered a pot. Here's what I ordered. I swear on my children. A pot of coffee, cream cheese and jam, and toast. Right? Hardly anything to cook. I got 2 pieces of bread, not toast. I wouldn't call it toasted. 2 small ones. Jam, this amount, and a takeout cup of decaf, I'm assuming coffee. No pot, no cream cheese. And it's a good,
Customer service, nice hotel. Too.
nice hotel.
Yeah.
People are nice. Everything's great.
Well, you know, these solo shows you're doing, and is it been comfortable not to have to put the makeup on and playing with new guys? Or?
No, I don't. Listen, it is what it is. Every experience is its own unique thing, and I enjoy going to 5-star restaurants as much as I enjoy stopping by a Burger King and having a Whopper. You know, it is its own thing. KISS continues, 43 years on. We have more gold records than any American group in any category, which is a strange thing because we never really played the game. We have a few hit singles, 2, 3, something like that. That's it. We basically stuck to our own guns, marched to the beat of your own drummer. See what I did there? And maybe that goes a long way. Maybe when you run a race, the best thing you should do is to look forward and stop looking over your shoulder to see who's running. Just take it from the military. Be all that you can be. Be the best you can. Just run your own race and don't worry about anybody else. I think that's the thing we're doing right at Rock and Brews and at KISS. We are true to who we are. To thine own self be true. The Greeks. It's actually profoundly profound. Did I answer the question? Because I love the sound of my own voice.
Yes, you did great. You did.
But I mean it. Yeah. So KISS continues, and you know, I didn't plan on doing anything. I was keynote speaker at the YPO conference opening was Mrs. Trudeau, Prime Minister Trudeau, the CEO of Ford Motor Company, President of Samsung worldwide. A lot of big deals. And I close at the end. And they asked me to get up and do some numbers as well as talk about the various ventures. And I said, sure. It spread like wildfire. That was a month ago. Now I've got a few shows in South America, Mexico, headline this, that. And Pam Shaw, who's the big deal here with the Korn Nation, asked, hey, listen, we're going to be doing some good stuff in a year, 2 years maybe. We're going to have our own casino and resort. Meantime, we're going to have this festival. How about you guys get... Sure. Here's my arm. Twist. Why not? Otherwise, I would have been in Beverly Hills doing what? Walking the dog, watching somebody else going, look, I'm famous. And I have the tour bus says, no, it's me.
Well, you've rarely done solo shows throughout the years. Is there a reason?
Ever.
Yeah. But the Cleveland was the first full set, right? Or
the first full set, although there was a sort of a half a set at the YPO conference in Vancouver. But yeah, first full set. By the way, one rehearsal right before we went on. The guys are so good. I said, copy the records, just do the thing. We'll figure it out on stage. It was so much fun. It was so much fun not to worry about whether I'd be flying up or the stage splitting and Godzilla comes up and lays an egg or like whatever happens. You just can't. And we carry nothing except our guitars. Everything is local amps, local drums. Like the good old days. Step up on stage and rock.
KISS has done a lot of casino shows in the last few years. Does it feel any different whenever you got a scaled down
completely
stage
different.
show?
We have to wind everything, pack everything tight. You know, like what is it? 10 pounds of pork and a 5-pound. What is that phrase?
10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
Nice. That's not what I meant.
Sorry.
It works though.
10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound. Yeah, that's it. That's what I meant. Back kiss right in there. No. But we can't obviously do the full shows. You can't blow up the skies. You can't. Our fireworks outdoors can be so big that we have to warn local airports not to send low-flying planes over the stadium. That's not even a joke. We'll knock them out of the sky. These things go up 300 feet. We have more firepower than some third world nations. Put that down. Oh, and we play songs.
There you go. Well, you got music, movies, sports teams, cruises. Is there anything else that you have?
I have another book coming out with HarperCollins called On Power in the fall. I'm launching another of my magazines. Had one before. New one's going to be Gene Simmons Mogul, which we're trademarking now. There's a new Google deal, an Estee Lauder deal. We have the golf course in Las Vegas, and limo service in Las Vegas. And I have a film company called Erebus Pictures. We just launched our first film, more on the way. There's so much, and a new music festival series called Titans of Rock, which is launching. It's just a lot of stuff.
That sounds great.
Not a day goes by when it's not just fully packed like a 10-pound shit of a thing, whatever you said.
10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
Yeah. Cool. How do you use that in a conversation?
We just did.
But it's a negative, right?
Yeah. A little bit.
A little bit. 10 pounds worth.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the status on the documentary you guys were working on?
Well, the documentary guys ran into some legal considerations, not troubles. But it's always about that. They have to take care of their own business, and once they clear it out, we'll do that. And if not, we'll just continue on our own. But there's so much being planned, including a TV series, a comic book. We have a new comic book series. Simmons Comics continues with 3 titles, which are being developed into a TV series, and a box set coming out. If you let me, I'll just suck up the oxygen. You're not going to have anything left.
Go ahead.
Where's this going to? Podcast?
Yes.
I'm great. You have any Michael Jackson jokes?
No.
Feel free.
Why did Michael love 47-year-olds? There were 40 of them. Oh, it's not true. Of course not.
I'll remember that one though.
What did Santa and Michael have in common? When they came out of little boys' rooms, both their sacks were empty. Did you come?
Oh Lord! Whoa! Watch out!
So last year you guys did the Creatures of the Night theme thing on the cruise. Is there any possibility we'll see other stuff in the future?
Yeah.
From, other albums specific?
Yes. We're going to do a full set of Culture Club songs. Do you really want to hurt me? You're fucking right, I do. Right, Kyle?
Do you really want?
You know the word. You like that song. You have a little spittle on the corner of your mouth.
He's wanting you to do the Revenge in its entirety.
Yeah, that'll come.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But you need a lot of practice because songs like Spit and some other stuff, you really have to. It's not just 3 chords.
Yeah.
So would it be a full makeup costume version of Revenge?
Good question. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
That's a good question. We're also thinking of doing a full Carnival of Souls cruise. But for this upcoming cruise, I think the only thing we'll do is invite Tom. It was fast.
It was.
You got that right away. Gene, these are semantics, but I'm not anti-semantic. Come on. Too good.
I saw a lot of people complaining about the Creatures of the Night thing, that Eric's was half and half.
Look,
what is your...
when you use the word a lot, it has to mean a lot.
A lot of people
Otherwise,
on social
inflation,
media,
a lot is 100, 1,000. What is a lot? It's, the words themselves are becoming diluted. Inflation kicks in. So the word great doesn't even mean that. How's the movie? Great. Yeah. You mean great? Yeah. No. How's the food? Good. Good. Doesn't mean good. It means not so good. Yeah, so everything's gotten inflated. A lot of people, really, flaming lips, they're huge. Where?
in this state.
Yeah, but even here, they're local bands that are 3 times as big.
Yeah.
No, you can't. Words have to mean. A woman at the airport was talking to me about it. I said, I know the band. I like the band. It's a good band. Yeah, they're huge. No, you can't use that term. That's huge is U2. U2 is huge. That's the correct term.
That's right.
Yeah. Husker Du is not.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you don't like it with the umlaut over the U. Doesn't mean you don't like it. But huge is not the appropriate word.
Yeah.
Fugazi, not huge. Interesting, cutting edge. I like him. Small.
So if I rephrase
Cult.
that to select few diehard fans were complaining
There you
about
go. But even Die Hard presupposes and pre-infers that the ones who didn't have a problem with him aren't Die Hard. You hear the language?
right.
A few Die Hard fans, because all the rest of the heathens, yeah.
Yeah.
No, some fans don't. Listen, not everybody likes Jesus. Yeah, the Jesus lovers didn't have a good time with the thing. What does that mean? The people that did have a good time aren't Jesus lovers? No. There were some people that complained about that. There were some people that complained that I'm not 20, that I'm 67. You're right. But boy, do I look good. Fucking A. Right, Kyle?
Yeah.
That's right.
And not a lot of people are out doing what you're doing. So.
But again, run your own race. Good luck
Yeah.
to everybody, and I wish everybody success and happiness and health and all that. I have such a good time. And you can make the chicks smile. Take a look at that. Huh? I mean, what else is there?
Exactly.
Yeah. You got to give the girls a reason to wear makeup. That's me.
Well, as a person who obviously wants to get paid for his music, what do you think about Spotify and streaming services like that?
Good luck to him. I am not a supporter. I do believe in free market economy, supply and demand, and all that kind of stuff. And I support Taylor Swift and Metallica and anybody else who don't want to play the game. The Beatles didn't want to play the game for a long time. Look, it doesn't affect me. I'm a rich bastard. I do well. By some standards, I'm rich and famous and all that stuff. By Buffett's standards, I couldn't pick a booger off the floor for him. Actually, I can. But it's all relative. However, none of this affects me. It doesn't. I make a living. We have our fans that show up. That's great. We sell truckloads. We outsell the Beatles and the Elvis in licensing and merchandising combined, as well as any other 10 bands put in there. But imagine you're a new band and you have your passion and your music and you really love it. You can't do it. There's nothing else. They can't show up live because they don't know who you are. So somehow you got to get the music out there. But if you want to earn a living, you can't get the music out there because you can't. So you're living in your mother's basement. You have to have a day job, and the kids get your music for free. I'm just promoting my live shows. It doesn't work. And the people that killed all the new bands are the fans themselves. It wasn't corporate America. It wasn't aliens from space. The people that killed the music they love are the people who love the music. The freckle-faced alternative kid from next door who was this fan of. Remember Radiohead put out a record? Hey, babe, what you want to play? They did it once, didn't they? Yeah, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Charge people. Make them pay. Draw a line in the sand. This is commerce, and that's charity. Once you get your money and all that stuff, then you can decide you want to do charity. Or advertise it as charity. What I'm about to do, charity. But I don't want somebody else deciding when I do charity or how much I'm giving. Do you ever hear freckle-faced kids go, you're too rich, you don't need that money? Listen, bitch, I didn't ask your opinion. I'll let you know what money I need and what I don't need. I need some kid who hasn't wiped his first cum stain off his leg to tell me what I need in my life.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Right?
Oh, I've experienced so much. How old are you? 17? Okay. What's your mom's name? Oh, I know her. I remember her. She was backstage. See what I did there?
Yep.
We probably need to wrap that for someone waiting.
You mean like, yo, what's up? It's a 7-Eleven. You probably need to run. You know any jokes besides me?
Do I know any?
I asked first.
Not off the top of my head.
Can you please?
I know you're probably fat.
Can you
Watch
please?
out, I'll get a
Yeah.
But I never hear girls talk. They don't tell jokes to each other. Besides making fun of us. Do you know any joke?
Not off the top of my head.
What's 12 inches in white? Nothing. Kyle?
Oh, man.
Well, we appreciate your time.
Oh, man.
Thanks, you guys, so much.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate your time.
Oh, yeah.
These are bands?
Do what?
Bands?
So
Yeah, this
I'm
is
here all
bands
day.
down
You're here all day. Yeah. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah.
Where's the
So if
.com?
there's anybody else.
I don't know. We've got it on our stream.
That's even better.
Hey.
What are you doing, the Scotty Ian impression?
Trying.
See what I
He
did?
still got me beat, though.
Oh, it's...
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's just so why him? That was awesome. I was so.
Were you expecting?
I was. It was awesome.
Oh, you knew about it?
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be a surprise.
You talking about the end of the movie?
Yeah, we showed
Yeah,
up.
no, I was completely surprised. I loved it. Loved it.
The outtakes were hilarious.
I saw one where you thought he was your son, or he thought you said he might be your son.
Probably
That
was.
was
Because I did his mom. That's what it's about.
well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's a bunch of our promo stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
There you go, Gene Simmons from the rock and roll band KISS.
We got him. Dirty jokes and all.
Yeah, the demon was in
Offensive
full
jokes and
effect.
all. Yes, he was in full effect.
You have any Michael Jackson jokes?
No.
Feel free.
Why did Michael love 47-year-olds? There were 40 of them. Oh, it's not true. Of course not.
We were more than honored, more than happy.
Yes.
Like we said earlier a couple times, thanks to Sunshine Seawright from Axis Entertainment.
Huge thanks.
Axis Entertainment, go follow them on Facebook. They have a full 4 days worth of music at Rocklahoma every year. She books all that. There's all kinds of hard rock and metal bands out there, and they're all phenomenal. She also books a full set of days out at Sturgis every year.
Yeah.
And that's great as well. And she does other events like this one we just saw that we talked about with Gene and CJ Pierce and everybody. So follow Axis Entertainment.
Definitely. And, go back and listen to some of our past episodes.
Yeah.
We had Night Demon on recently. We've had singer for He Is Legend, Charlotte Kroom, he was on.
Yeah.
Truck Fighters. We've had a couple where we're just talking about bands and music, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Guys from Warrant, Avatar, Europe. We already mentioned Drowning Pool. We've had on Chris Broderick from Megadeth and Act of Defiance. We've had, who else have we had?
Steven Taylor from Superjoint.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Wino from The Obsessed.
Yeah. Shooter Jennings, Ian Moore, guys from Battlecross, Sons of Texas, Soil. Kirk Winstein has been on here twice.
Yep.
We've had on the guys from Scattered Hamlet now 3 times.
Yes.
That's another kick-ass band you need to keep on your radar because they're going to blow up soon.
That's right. We've had Jason Todd from Shinedown.
Yeah, that was a real good one. That one not long ago. So yeah, like I said, go back and check all that out. We appreciate you listening. Follow us, like us, all that great stuff. KissOnline.com.
That's right.
Buy that stuff. It's all good.
That's right. Thank you, Gene Simmons.
Yes. And like you said, dirty jokes and all, it was great.
Yeah. I mean, it was just one of those, it was hard not to sound nervous,
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes we did, but hey, that's okay because we got Gene Simmons from KISS
Right.
on the show.
What I'd like to mention is, especially guys at this level, I mean, think about it. You can't name many rock stars bigger than Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley when you think about it. I mean, there's obviously, maybe Mick Jagger, people that are living.
Yeah.
Maybe Mick Jagger and Paul McCartney? I mean, who else?
Huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's like at that level. And I mean, KISS itself is one of the biggest, I'll say they're the most influential band in rock history besides the Beatles or Elvis.
Yeah.
When it comes especially to rock and metal, every band from the 80s and 90s, would always, if they were a guitarist, they would say that they dressed up like Ace in the Mirror, and all, everybody else dressed up like the other three. And that's what you wanted to be, and that's what made you want to be a rock star.
Exactly.
So anyway, but what my point is, you think, well, this guy, and he was doing other interviews that day, so, we might get 5-10 minutes if we're lucky.
That's right.
But he just sat there until he didn't even, I think it was over 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the whole time we were there was 25-30 minutes, but this talk was over 20 minutes, and he never shut it down until his people did. So
that's right. And he was probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
And he's a huge rock, so he didn't have to be. And he was gracious as fuck to everybody. Yeah. He was just one of the nicest guys ever.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You always hear people talking crap about him because of the money thing or things he said in interviews, our rock is dead or whatever that. You pay a lot of money to meet him at these shows. But anyway, like when we got there, we pulled up in the parking lot. He was standing out in the parking lot doing an interview with the news station.
Yeah.
And after he got done, I watched, and everybody that had clumped around watching, he took a picture with every one of them before he got in the car and left.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this isn't, what you see or think because he has tons of merchandise and he's a marketing genius. Doesn't mean he's a bad dude.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm happy, and I got a Diet Coke from him.
Yeah, I mean...
Or from the lady that was in the thing. I think she was actually the lady that runs the casino, so she's a pretty big deal, too. But
yeah. I mean, you gotta love it.
Yeah. Gotta love it. Well, have we rambled too much?
I think so. Maybe not too much, just maybe the right amount.
Just enough.
Yes, exactly.
So if one day Paul Stanley does a solo show, I'm hoping he plays Take It Off. That's all I can say.
Just saying.
Yeah.
One can only hope.
And that's another thing to point out at the show. At a KISS show, Gene barely says anything.
Yeah.
He has a few lines here or there. He'll say something, but Paul's doing all the talking. at this, between every single song, he was talking, telling jokes, telling stories, and so that was really cool to see.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome.
At some point in the show, a guy yells, "Look it up," and he says, "Look it up, huh?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, wrong guy." I think that's what he said, something along those lines. I was like, "Yeah,
that's awesome."
Some dumbass is singing a Paul song, you know?
Oh man,
or yelling a Paul song. I mean.
Yep. There's always one in every crowd, huh?
Yeah. Well, anyway, like we mentioned earlier, TheThunderUnderground.com. Facebook is / The Thunder Underground. Twitter is THNDRUNDR Ground. We're also on Periscope? Yeah, we never use that. We're not on Tinder.
No, but we are going to make a MySpace page though.
Okay, cool.
And we're going to be on
a Friendster.
Yes, and a Friendster, and we're going to be on farmersonly.com too.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. And blackpeoplemeet.com.
Okay. And we're now officially sponsored by Porch Talk, so Chris, send us some money.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're also on YouTube. That is at The Thunder Underground. Get on there, click subscribe, so you get alerted anytime there's new videos, because besides these 116 episodes, we've also got several things on there that were not official episodes. We have reviews of the new Metallica album, the new Avenged Sevenfold album, the Black Sabbath show here in Tulsa on their final tour. We, talked about the Rocklahoma lineup when it came out, and then we also have a show now called Every Album in a Row.
That's right.
And we've done this with Guns N' Roses, Pantera, Megadeth, Metallica, and Ozzy. And we've got Motley Crue in the works. And I believe now we're going to do KISS as well, because it only makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And we've been talking about it anyways before all this.
Yeah. So all you KISS fans that are listening, subscribe so you can hear us talk about every album they have for a few minutes and Revenge for 27 minutes, probably.
Exactly.
Because we also did this on Van Halen, and there was a
Yes.
comment of, I forgot to tell you, some guy commented and said, "Were you guys high whenever you were making these insane comments?"
That's hilarious. Yeah. That tells me that we were, in fact, doing the right thing. No, we were not high.
I just said hashtag Sammy is God. Deal with it.
Yep. Hey, the only thing we were high on at that time is the amazingness of Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
So whoever that guy is out there, deal with it.
And Sammy's Beach Bar Rum.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of that.
Yeah. Just a little bit. But yeah, basically what that is, like I said, every album in a row, we listen to the complete discography from a band. Even though we've heard all these songs, you listen to every single song in a row, and then we talk about it and react to it and all that great stuff.
Love it. I thought we were done.
Well, no, I wanted to shill all our stuff.
Okay.
Like I said, I think Gene Simmons would appreciate this.
Gotcha. Yes, definitely.
Shout out to Scattered Hamlet. I think there might be audio on here from them.
Yes.
Because he said they need a .com on their shirt.
Yes. So
the Thunder Underground shirt that you can buy has the .com on it.
You won't let that go, will you?
No, I think that's pretty good. I like it. All right. We're officially out of here. Until next time.
Do you really want to hurt me? You're fucking A right, I do.
Thunder Underground, y'all.